Muy excelente. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sarge. We are currently running a game from the Runnerhub, which everybody here is from. Say hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Hi. I was first.
Smart asses. Um,
I
we're
refrained.
so we're playing a game of. I'm GMing this particular game, where it is called Raid Memory, and these fine gentlemen and lady have decided to partake of my particular branch of insanity. So we'll see how that works for them. So this is my first time, I think, playing with everybody here. Playing with everybody.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
I've played with Sarge.
Well,
Uh,
yes, that's right. Epoch has played with me twice, actually.
You quit GMing on my watch.
That's true. Apparently, that didn't stick very long. Okay.
No.
So, like I said, I'm Sarge. I'm one of the newer GMs to the hub. But apparently, a lot of people like my style, which I'm okay with. I appreciate that.
It's probably more your time zone.
That's it too. They're like, he's all right, but he runs games, so I guess I'll play. I have a particular story. Not story. I'm sorry. I have a particular rule set. The rule of cool. Everybody should know it by now. I will say fuck the rules if it's really awesome. So sometimes rule lawyers hate me. I'm that person that they do clickbait on. These rules lawyers will hate you for this secret. I do. There will be points in time where I'll ask you to suggest a role for something that you're doing. Generally, it's because I know that you can't perform it, but at the same time, it is critical that your character does so. In which case, I'll ask for knowledge, skills, or something that will give you some sort of an edge. At any point in time, you can negotiate with me if you don't feel it's a fair role, or if you feel that something else would better apply. Please let me know. I will definitely help you guys out as best as possible, because I want this to be fun. I don't want this to be, oh, I couldn't do something awesome because the rules said, no. So, we are probably going to start now. Everybody, introduce yourselves real quick, just so everybody at home knows what's going on.
Ladies first.
Ha. Scully. I'm an orc that was raised by humans. I am currently stretching my time in between the restaurant that I normally work at and helping my new contact Eddie because he is incredibly lazy and kept me late at work today. I like to bake. I am sneaky. I carry guns. That's the end.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
I'm looking forward to your guys' soup. I see that you make good soup.
Good soup.
Yeah.
The soup comes highly recommended at this restaurant here. Now the boyfriend, go.
Of course, you have to go to the complicated one.
Of course. Try and condense it. give us Bamps light.
Okay. So Omni is an elf. He really enjoys his gun. He enjoys his gun probably a little too much because he has just about every attachment you could have for a gun. In addition, somewhere along the line, his agent slash cyberdeck slash weapon personality slash weapon comlink has begun approaching sentience. So people on the hub will have seen that I have conversations with myself and other people. As
That's what's going on
characters at the
there.
same time.
It's very funny to watch.
Uh, the agent part is a bit of a digital rights activist, looking for equal rights for free sprites and AIs and that kind of thing, and gets a little cranky about that.
So we've seen.
And the elf part of it is usually really quiet, probably because the digital part of it is very loud. So he doesn't get a word in edgewise.
Sweet. So Omni is the elf and Creed is the AI, right? Well, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quote unquote. I'm really looking forward to Run Faster coming out and actually making him an actual AI and just literally playing two characters at the same time.
Very nice. Kat, go ahead.
My character is Dolly. She is a bit of a enigma, as the fact that her history is unknown even to her. She was found by Shadowrunners who were hired to do a job as she was being cut open to be turned into a Bonraku doll in Shadowrun. So she has no memory of her past, has no idea who she is, and the only personality she has is the one that she's running on her chipjack at the time.
Nice. Okay. Epoch.
So I'm Striking Cray. I'm playing Epoch. He's an elf mage. He mainly revolves around being a Christian theurgist, which is basically the tradition of Christian magic. He is a menagerie of various Christian denominations and considers himself a priest of a non-denominational church. He relies almost entirely on luck to get by. There.
Nice. You do have your full edge pool this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I wasn't aware that edge didn't recharge between runs, so...
I've got some discrepancies on that. I think that was largely because those two games were connected in lore, right?
Oh, okay, that would be why then. Yeah, that I would have ruled similarly then. I thought they were two completely different games, and the GM was like, "No, you have to use your edge pool that you had last time the next day." It's like, well, that's not really all that fair. But okay.
Yeah, I'm under the understanding after talking to Not Bob and checking other stuff that that's because of that session.
Gotcha.
But
Cool.
yeah, Epoch without his edge is kind of like a wandering road.
Oh my God, it was intense to watch you without your edge. It was, woo. Okay, so in this we're going to go ahead and start now that everybody's introduced themselves, and hopefully everybody at home has gotten used to the sounds of your wonderful voices. This one, like I said, is going. If somebody in the Skype at some point, not Skype, I'm sorry, if somebody in the Twitch, every like 15 minutes can post again that this is like an adult run. We are dealing with some adult topics here, and I don't want anybody that's like underage to come in and be like, "Oh my God, I had no idea." So, but yes, this is an adult.
If they do, we want their parents to see that it says adult run.
Exactly. That way, their parents will yell at them and not us. So in this particular case, like I said, this is an adult run. We are going to be dealing with Bunraku Parlors, which again is basically a sex shop, prostitution, but they control the people's minds. If anybody doesn't know what that was, so we'll go from here. You all got the communication from your fixer originally that said that there's a very sad man who just looks absolutely worn that is asking around for runners. They got in contact with you thinking that you'd be perfect for this job, and basically gave you the rundown that this guy has been looking for his daughter for the past year and a half and has finally found her in Seattle in a Bunraku parlor. And he wants you to break her out. So you get this over your comm link to see if you're going to accept the job or not. And at this point, they are going to basically give the opportunity to walk. If you don't want to walk and you would like to take the job, then you can go to the Renton Inn. The headquarters for the Renton Inn has about 12 or 13 places all across Seattle, City, and the Free California states. This just happens to be both a hotel and their HQ. So that's where he is currently staying, and has suggested you meet at the Deluxe, which is their in-suite bar.
Perfect.
At 10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
Well, Dolly's
How
gonna head
ups-
that direction.
How upscale is this bar?
It's not fancy suits upscale. This is probably like a 3-star hotel. This is what we would consider the Holiday Inn or the Sheraton of the Sixth World.
Okay, so my guy can walk in wearing his priest robes and an armored jacket. He doesn't have to suit up.
No.
Okay.
I would suggest something a little better, but if all you got's a suit, then that should do. What else you guys, what would you like to do? How are you going to make your way there?
Johnny Cab.
Johnny Cab.
Dolly has a GMC Bulldog, so she has no problem getting there on her own.
Okay.
I similarly have a Toyota Gopher.
Nice. Skelly?
I'll be showing up on my Scorpion.
Very nice. Okay, so in this particular case, I think Epoch would most likely show up first because Johnny Cab is always on time.
I think you're not familiar with Johnny Cab.
Tell that to my broken down Johnny Cab the last time I used it.
Yeah, jeez. Okay, so let's just say that you all arrive there at the same time. You're all kind of looking around. I don't think any of you have run together before, so I don't think anybody would recognize each other. But you do recognize the very rough-looking man sitting at the bar with about 3 tumbler glasses in front of him. And you think that might be him.
I'll
Well,
approach
I saw a
take a seat
picture of
next
him.
to him.
I'll head over and have a seat.
Okay. Who else is heading over?
Epoch.
Okay.
He very clearly is out of his element and either having a bad night or a good night. So clearly somebody I need to talk to.
When I take my seat, I make sure to put my Bible on the bar top in front of me. And place my hand on it.
He kind of looks over.
He's at a bar? Like, at the bar? not
He's
at
he's sitting at the bar. Yes.
I was trying to say, maybe we should have a place we could sit down and talk more privately, Mr. Johnson, as opposed to directly at the bar.
No, this is fine. Louis is a good guy. He looks at you all. You kind of see his eyes are a little bit glassy, but he is he's still coherent. But he's getting kind of down far into the bottle.
Louis, the bartender, looking at us.
Louis, the bartender, comes over, tops him off with I'd say a mid-shelf whiskey, and offers the rest of you something.
I'll take a drink.
Okay, so he pours you.
Couplets.
Okay, he takes out a tumbler, pulls a couple fingers of vodka, slides it over. Anybody else? Yes, no, maybe.
I look longingly at the tumbler and then ask for a soy calf.
Okay, and he takes out a hot glass. I'm sorry, a water that is hot, and pours a few granulated cubes in and hands it to you with a spoon.
I look disgruntled and blow on it lightly.
Okay, so with that, the Louis pats Patrick Johnson on the shoulder and says, "All right, Frank, I'm going to be right over there. Holla if you need me, okay?" Apparently they are very familiar at this point. So he actually walks out of audio range. He takes what looks like a highball glass, except it is filled in, and presses a concealed button on the side, and you guys hear the white noise envelop you. Apparently Louis has done this before.
I don't know if there's a bartender that hasn't done this before.
Well, it's no use scaring away customers if they can't do business with you. I mean, come on. So he walks away, and the Johnson just takes a look at it. It's I would say about 4 fingers filled with whiskey, and he just downs it in one gulp, puts the tumbler back on, and goes, "I need you to get my daughter. Period. Done. She's currently in the Lotus Blossom, which is apparently a very high-end Bunraku parlor nearby. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got."
Can we roll some area knowledge to see what we know about this place?
Sure, go for it. What you got? Pitch it to me.
Area knowledge, Seattle.
Okay, you're going to be taking a -1 because you're trying to go through a specific place.
I have knowledge organized crime also.
Ah, good. Go ahead and roll that.
If this place has been a big part of Seattle, I have history Seattle.
I wouldn't call it a big part, no.
Okay.
Scully, Omni, you guys want to roll something?
My spleen.
I have local area knowledge, +2 for restaurants
Okay.
and local gangs.
You would know the local gangs because you have a feeling this might crop up. It's a Bunraku parlor. You think you kind of know who's owning it. So go ahead and roll that one. Omni, you got anything?
Creed's gonna do a data search.
Dave's, go for it.
Googling.
Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay, so Creed reaches his slimy little fingers out into the matrix and comes back with a gold mine of information for you. Before I get to that, though, Epoch, Dolly, neither of you can think of the Lotus Blossom offhand. Either you haven't been in this area frequently, or it's just not. Bunraku parlors aren't your thing, which is understandable. Scully, you have heard rumors of the Lotus Blossom. This is like the crown jewel, from what you've been able to tell, of the Yakuza Bunraku parlors. This is pretty much like their flagship. To Omni, you and Creed actually find out, as he filters this information to you, sarcastically, as is part of the course, that this place is not only the flagship, this is where they make most of their money in the Bunraku business. It is very well known, especially in the upper echelons. There have been multiple rumors of high-end people going to this place, but there have been no confirmed pictures or anything. They run their protection very close, because obviously it's bad for business if people start leaking stuff. You also know that because it's almost the flagship, it is probably going to have some high-end stuff in it, because they want to keep it safe. And Creed is almost done. As he pulls this one little piece of information and kind of dangles it in front of you with a wicked smile on his face, and finally gives it to you. It's apparently about 6 blocks from KEHQ.
I
Well-
physically ornaments to everybody else.
So the Johnson looks around and says, I can offer you my life savings. I've spent everything trying to find her. She's been gone for a year and a half. She disappeared, came out here to pursue some fucking wet dream, and I never heard from her again. Thankfully, I managed to find her, but I don't know if she's going to be her when I get her, you know? Okay, I can offer you about 3,000 New Yen apiece, and unfortunately that's all I got.
You do not need to pay me. Save the money for her. I'm sure she will need it at some point. I don't mean to be blunt with you, Mr. Johnson, but it will not be a pleasant thing for her being pulled away from this.
I know. What do you think I've been doing this last year and a half? Just sitting on my ass? There's stores all over the
Of course not,
tread of...
Mr. Johnson, but I'm saying she will need it perhaps for therapy, as I'm sure you no doubt know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
save your fee from me. You do not need to pay me for this.
thank you. Yeah, the rest of you, I can offer you a little bit of a bonus, but that's what I got.
I reach over for the money.
Okay.
Dolly lifts her eyebrow as he does.
He came prepared, so he slides the cred stick over to you, and he's paying it all up front too. All 3,000 goes directly into your bank accounts.
I look him in the eyes and say, "We'll get her out."
I hope. That's what I'm counting on. Omni Scully, what you guys doing?
I am kind of waving my hand about as though I'm having a very heated argument with somebody, but I'm not saying anything. And as we don't have a group call going yet, everybody else is probably a little confused by this.
Okay.
I'll also offer my services free of charge. Because family is a very important thing to me as well, and I know what it would be like to be missing somebody.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so he kind of looks over at you and nods at you well and says, well, I really appreciate your kindness tonight. And he looks at the strange man waving his hands about as though in an argument and kind of looks at him as, I cannot be this drunk.
The good
You're
news
not.
is he's not that drunk. So I'll come to what looks like a resolution and like pinch the bridge of my nose and be like, for some reason I've been convinced into operational costs only. I don't know why. Somebody's got a bleeding heart. I'm gonna get him for this.
And he kind of looks at you, and his eyes cross for just a minute, and then uncross. And he goes, okay. And he looks around, and there's a little bit of whiskey left in one of the glasses, and he slides it over to you and goes, I think you might need this more than I do. And he slides the cred stick over along with it. Okay, so at this point, he kind of like looks and turns the thing off, and he's like, Louie, I'm empty again. He kind of comes over. He's the classic bartender, kind of balding head, Mario-looking mustache. and big honking nose, like a big bulbous nose. And he looks at him and he goes, "Frank, I'm telling you, man, you gotta cut it out. You're gonna kill your liver before you know if you're done with it, you know." And pours him another glass anyway, though, because he's a bartender. He slides it to him, clears off the glasses, and he looks at all of you and guy, "If you need anything, you let me know. All right?"
We'll be stepping outside presently. Thank you. I have a vehicle. Maybe we should all get together and we'll talk in there.
Well, I got a place in the back if you guys want to talk there. It's pretty private.
I appreciate your offer.
So, do you guys want to meet there in the Renton?
We could probably just get in the car and start driving around to do the various things that we need to do.
I look at the well, I forget her name, Dolly. I don't know her name yet. I say, yeah, let's talk outside, and then I kind of motion to the barman that as I'm getting up from my seat to like walk a few paces away. As I walk away, like down the bar.
Oh, okay. And Louis looks at you for a minute and goes, "Oh," and kind of goes along with you.
I kind of glance back over at the guy who's been drinking. I look back at Louis and say, "So, what more have you heard? I'm sure he's had some raving thoughts in his time at your establishment."
Oh, you don't even know the half of it, man. They don't teach you this kind of stuff in bartending school. Let me tell you, this is 10 years of experience here that I'm working with, and I ain't never seen a case like this, man. This guy is a broken soul, like through and through. This guy has been searching for his daughter nonstop. He quit his job, he got out of New York, and just everything he has is gonna, literally what he's given you is the last of whatever he has. He has to rebuild after this, and he's got nothing. Like he is a man possessed. When he's talking about his daughter, man, all I see is a fucking demon. If he could, he would go to that place, bust down the door, and shoot down every one of those motherfuckers, and I don't think I would blame him for it one fragging bit. But that's pretty much all he's told me at this point. Like, literally what he gave you is all he knows. It's the Lucky Blossom, it's the Lotus Blossom. I mean, I know a few things about it, but, I mean, rough guys like yourselves probably know more than I do at this point.
It's understandable. I put my Bible on the bar, and next to it I have a cred stick that I've moved 300 Noonian onto. And I look at him and I give him my I arrow over my meddling comlink, and I say, you keep me notified on where he goes and what he does. I'm sure he's gonna stay here, but just keep me notified.
Keep your money. I'll just give it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
He needs help from people, and I don't mind giving up a little money for it.
Well, I look back at him. I need info on him, whether it helps him or not, because people in his condition don't always help themselves. Smart.
That's true. Don't worry, I got you, Comlink. I got you covered.
Awesome. And then I walk away back to the group.
Okay, is everybody up and leaving now?
Yep. So Dolly has a very generic white GMC Bulldog. She goes over, slides open the doors, and she climbs into the rear.
I will
I climb in
pause
as
for a
well.
minute to grab the rest of my stuff out of my truck and then send my truck on home.
Okay. Scully?
I will hop into the car, I guess.
Okay. So everybody hops into the van. Dolly reaches over, closes the door.
Alright, so the first thing we have to think about is, are we going to do this loud or quiet? Personally, with all the knight errant and apparently the proximity to one of the stations, I'm inclined to quiet. However, I am personally against non-lethal in this situation. But that is my personal bias, and I leave that consensus to the group.
Quiet's
if anyone
the
was-
only option I see.
Well, of course. But
We
she glanced.
really
over
only have
too.
to do the first part super quiet. Because once we have the package in hand, there's only so much they can do to keep us from getting out.
And when the Johnson says extraction and doesn't give extra meters, it's safe in these worlds to presume that means lethal. But I think we gotta go quiet first.
Epoch, you hear a trill in your comlink.
Yep. I kind of give everyone a glance and pick it up.
Okay. It's simply a DNI text from Louis, and it says it has a picture of a very, very beautiful young woman, and it says her name is Sandy.
I just
Council provided this one. That works.
I just DNI back. Thanks. And then I look at the group and say, let's trade codes. I got a picture of the mark.
Fine. I give them access to one of my comm links.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I send it over to everybody.
If none of you are talented with the ability to disguise yourself, I can do this. I do not think that our faces should be known if this is one of the higher up Runnerhub parlors. Because the Yakuza will definitely take measures against us for this.
Well, I've never been one for disguise, but if that's
She
something
glances to his free strokes. It's up to you.
when I need to disguise, I just take off the collar.
As you
And I
like.
kind of. We probably need to get some recon. Anybody have any information on this place? Anyone to contact?
Alright, Dolly looks as she's thinking. Well, there's a few people I could call, but none that I would trust to keep this as quiet as necessary.
I kind of say out loud, what the hell is that? It's your gun? What? And I kind of stare around.
Don't worry about it. He's fine. He's just in the call too.
Dolly
Unless he's
pinches the
looking at me
bridge
like
of her
I'm a crazy
nose.
person.
Oh, never mind. You're in a game. It's just my cousin. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call.
I feel confused.
Yeah, that was. I couldn't figure out what the hell was beeping in my house, and it was my phone ringing, and I tried to get my wife to answer it, but I realized she was busy. Sorry. Okay, so I kind of, Epoch kind of looks around a little confused and goes, okay, and checks the info dump.
Give me 1 second. CZ's headset is.
No, can't lose the
can't-
shoes.
I thought she was being a little quiet. I'm like, wow, I know some of these guys are pretty time taking, but this is weird to have such a quiet person.
I'll take this time.
Alright, so I am going to take a few moments with my disguise kit, and I'm going to start building a disguise for myself.
It was the kitty's fault.
Always. Always.
He wanted to play too, Mom.
Rubbed his face right against the damn thing.
Oh, that sucks. Is there anything that you've been trying to say that we might have missed?
No,
Okay.
it kind of cut out. So I may have missed a couple minutes there, or a minute or two.
I think the only thing they've decided, they got the picture of the target and the name, and that's about it.
Are we able to find out, like, you know, the cover charge on this place or that kind of stuff? And I say that out loud, and then I DNI over to the whatever the
Dolly.
AI thing that talked to me that I'm presuming is something on this guy, and I'm like, are you able to figure out, you know, cover charges and entry fees and, you know, the modus operandi of a place like this?
Dolly smirks. There's usually not a cover charge. They pay you, or you pay for the night.
So I kind of look around. This is not the kind of place that I frequent. So can you just if you look the part, can you just walk in the door and walk around, or do you need an appointment, or?
Generally, with a place this high, I would imagine that they would have a client base, perhaps. Though I imagine they would also take walk-ins if people have gotten word of mouth. So one of the suggestions I would have is perhaps Creed get a registry of the guest list, we'll call it. And then we can use that as leverage to say, you know, Fred sent us, or sent you. I plan to go through the straight door.
We're in Renton right now, right?
That's correct.
Let's get a little closer and we'll do a little.
I give a
How do you
DNI
guys-
to my car to start driving.
Okay. All right. So you feel the bulldog rumble to life underneath you. It is a very hardy ride, but it is slow. You manage to, as you drive by, You all kind of peek out of the windows, almost in apprehension, at the gigantic tower that is the KE headquarters of Seattle. There are police cars everywhere, and every single one of you is on edge right now because while you may not be doing anything wrong, KE don't like to assume that off the bat, and everybody knows it. So you manage to kind of go past. It's this almost pillar of white with gold and blue highlights through it. It almost looks like a KE badge in and of itself as it rises from the ground. And it doesn't quite go out of sight, almost as if it's watching you do what you do. But you make it over to almost a strip mall. But it's a swanky strip mall, like one of those ones that you go into the high-end part of town and it has like the Coach and Versace stores and the fancier men's warehouse. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like that type of place that, high up people go to when they just want to relax for a little bit. And as you drive by, at the very end cap, there is a wide staircase. Only it looks like it's marble. Right at the front here. And you see the front of the building with a couple cars parked. Ooh. I am. Why is this not working? There we go.
Because it hates us.
Yep, Roll 20 officially hates everybody. Sorry, guys. Time to go home. You kind of drive around the side, and you notice that there is kind of a back section, but there's no way to drive into it.
But we'll pull up in a... I guess we could pull up in the strip mall, and you guys could, air quotes, go shopping while he does his thing.
Not the problem.
This way it doesn't look as like, hey, we're sitting outside your establishment. Things are happening. Don't mind us.
Am I able to, astrally perceive, if this place appears, warded or...
You kind of take a peek in. Just...
Yep.
Open your eyes and take a look, and there is a honking magical ward there. It doesn't block the entrance, but it looks like it'll keep anybody out that's trying to get some peepers on what's going on inside.
Is it pretty close to the walls, or is it the whole area?
It seems to be covering the whole area, again, except that entrance part. You feel like it's almost like a barrier that they can pass through directly around the stairs area. So it seems like they let Awakened in, but they have a very big policy against letting, let's say, bodiless Awakened get in.
And active magic, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Can I try to do an sensing to get a stronger idea of exactly what it does?
The barrier itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, go ahead and make your sense check.
Doesn't help that much since I'm not very good at it, but... Huh.
So you kind of reach your feelers out, and it's
limits 2, because I only have 2 ranks in it, by the way.
That's fine. You don't really need to be powerful to figure out exactly what a wall does when you knock on it. So you kind of reach your fingers out, and you feel a tiny little zap as soon as your astral form touches the barrier.
Okay, cool. Does it look like I can go down the back alley, or is the back alley covered?
The back alley is covered.
Okay.
There's also a back alley over here as well that goes around the building. Where is my reveal? There it is. Can you guys see that? Did it come up for you? Okay. It's having a weird time. Yeah, there is an area that comes up over here. It looks like some sort of a doorway. And there's almost a street that loops all the way around it. But that barrier circles all of the building and those kind of back alleyways in.
Sounds good.
Alright, well, Dolly is leaving her more obvious firepower in the van. And she is going to carry her light fire with her.
Okay.
What does she look like now?
Well, she looks like a blonde-haired woman with blue eyes. She's changed her contacts. Her cheekbones are a little more prominent. Her chin is a little bit more padded. Wider nose. I don't know, disguised as 8. And, yeah. So...
Yep.
She looks different.
She looks a lot different.
Cool.
So I got a couple of successes to try and find the host.
Okay, you got 6. Okay, so you kind of reach out, and you do see several devices. You see the host. You do notice that there is a lot of noise once you cross the threshold, though. So
A numerical value of how much?
numerical value of 3.
Alright. I guess we try to mark the host.
Okay, you want to mark the host.
Yes. Noise of 3.
Okay, yep, noise at 3. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Notice something real quick. It is. Okay. You mark what you think is the host.
That's a little ominous. But okay.
you mark it, and you don't see the devices on it quite yet because you don't have security clearance. But what you think is the host is now marked.
That's a start, I guess.
Okay. Give me a second. Gotta get my GM dice here because that is a sleaze attack.
God.
Well, no, it's a sleaze attack. He's getting Overwatch.
But Overwatch isn't cool.
I know it's not. I'm sorry. You have my apologies as a GM, which isn't worth that much because I'm evil. Do you have baby monitor running? I'm assuming.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
He does things the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
That's Creed.
Okay.
He actually, no, he does have baby.
Is it currently running?
No, he's
Okay.
currently running agent plus friend agent plus virtual machine.
Gotcha.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, dude. Okay, so all right, so it is rolled, and like
Creed and the girls.
so what are you gonna do next?
Just a quick poke around to see what I can see, if anything of interest in here.
So you're kind of poking around, and you're noticing some weird files. Not anything untoward, but it just looks like a whole bunch of computer speak. Ones and zeros and hex code and stuff like that as the names of files. You want to try and open one?
I want to check it for a data bomb first.
Okay.
Creed speaks jive.
Creed speaks
speak
jive.
I think it's just a matrix perception.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Okay, 2 successes, 2 questions, one of which is going to be, does it have a data bomb? It does not. And the second of which is?
Is it encrypted?
Nope.
Sure, I will dig around in said file.
Okay, so you start digging. Creed turns into an avatar of a dog and starts digging with you. Actually in a physical sense, you see code just flying everywhere, and he kind of stops snuffling and looks up and brushes his snout off with all of the extra code that's hanging off of it and goes, "There's nothing in here. It is literally just configuration code."
This is probably like a dummy host. There was nothing else of interest, really.
Not really, just files upon files of this Java code.
Yeah. All right. Back out and reboot real quick.
Okay.
And I will do a quick look-see to try and find anything running silent.
Okay, so go ahead and do it again. Well, Dolly, what would you like to do while he is rebooting his deck?
Well, he's rebooting his deck. If this is like a shopping mall and there are a lot of cars around, I am heading inside to do some shopping.
Okay. Anybody
I
going with her?
have my wireless off, and I have my kabuki mask in my purse. and I'm
Okay.
heading inside.
Cool beans. Anybody heading with her?
Is there any
good
good?
to know.
Skelly, okay.
Is there any good places in this place, like a cafe joint or any place where you can kind of get a good view of the parking lot and the whole area?
It's Seattle. There's a Starbucks at the end of the other side.
Awesome.
Soy bucks.
Soy bucks. My apologies.
I'm gonna give a nod and head over there to sit for half an hour, 45 minutes, do whatever time while everyone else is doing it, and try to see the comings and goings and who's doing what and what kind of patrons are entering this place.
Okay. So
Scully, you may want to turn off all of your wireless just in case, so that they do not start prowling into your
No problem,
panels.
I will do that. I'll also try to disguise myself because I just realized I had that.
Good plan.
Okay, go for
You have a
it.
disguise kit?
Apparently I do.
There you go.
Well, you get to roll your logic and disguise first to make the disguise, and then you get to roll your disguise skill to apply the disguise. And the two stack.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. What do I roll?
So you're going to
Use
roll.
logic plus disguise.
Is it the disguise
Oh,
kit
okay.
first or
So it's
just
8,
disguise?
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, disguise kit first. It's the whole, Mission Impossible shit where you're building the mask inside of the box. I've always considered it to be like a nano-paste disguise.
It seems to work, especially with the cyberpunk theme. That ability to almost like type in what you want. You go, "Where," and then you open it, and there's the kind of a pre-made disguise to go with it. Okay, so you would roll that, and then you would roll your disguise kit dice as well, and it would stack.
So how many is that?
The rating of the disguise kit.
I don't think they have ratings.
They don't. Dolly, what's yours? We'll go with that.
What? Disguise kit?
Mm-hmm.
You don't use the disguise kit doesn't really have a rating that I know of. It just you use the two of them.
So you just like roll
your
twice.
Yeah,
Roll
it gives you
twice.
the
Oh, okay.
ability to make your disguise.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
One is application, one is how good.
Right.
Yep, so roll it again. Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Nobody has actually rolled a disguise check while I've been GMing yet. So this is a new one for me.
This is Dolly.
Alright, so you got 6 successes, so that means anybody that tries to spot you or recognize you takes a -6 to their test.
Right.
Good enough for me?
Would you like to describe yourself now, Scully? What did you do to yourself?
I probably... I don't know. I'm human looking to begin with. I just kind of like to hide my orkiness.
Okay.
Probably... Maybe put on a pair of glasses, change my hair color.
Okay. Alright, sounds like a plan. Kind of pad out your cheeks just a little bit, round off your ears a little bit more, almost go more human than you were.
Yes.
Because nobody's going to look for an orc if you're a human. Okay, so you guys walk into, we'll call it Stacy's. Stacy's is a high-end women's fashion store that kind of caters toward getting middle-class people to spend more money than they have.
Not a problem.
Walking wild orc.
Lifestyle I'm used to this kind of thing.
Okay, so what are you doing? Dun, 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 dun. You guys are sneaking. You guys are being hiding in plain sight. But you got to be in there for a reason. So what are you doing?
Shopping for sure.
Okay.
I am leading her through the mall area and looking at clothes, and I'm helping her select outfits because
Yeah, Scully is not very
Yes,
good at this. I'm not very good at this.
Being,
actually finding things that accent her normal look
okay.
as opposed to her disguised look.
All right.
She could keep.
Is there
Um,
anything that you are looking for or would like to make a check for while
Well,
you're
one
shopping?
of the things that I'm wanting to do is give us an excuse to go check out the dressing rooms, because if I were wanting to make an easy way for women to disappear inside of a clothing store, it would be the dressing rooms.
Makes sense.
So I want to try to get us several outfits that we can try out and basically try different dressing rooms each time and see if we can get a feel for which rooms perhaps are a little bit different than others.
Okay. In that particular case, you're going to make me an extended check. We're going to call it, we will call it logic plus if you have any perception. We'll just make a perception, sorry. Intuition plus perception roll.
So a normal perception check.
Normal
Okay.
perception checks, yes.
Got you. On it. I know Scully has good perception.
And this will be increments of 10 minutes.
Ha.
Because we all know how long it takes
Yeah.
to get
I was
dressed.
gonna say, no problem for ladies to take quite a long time changing clothes.
Okay.
As your sleepy boyfriend can attest.
All right, so 4, 6. Make me a few more.
All right. Do you want us to make it with -1s for each roll?
Yes, please. Because you're getting distracted by the absolutely awesome fabric.
Oh, of course.
And the sales.
And the
Look at
sails.
Am I really? I don't think I am.
No, you're probably just like, please get me out of this living
I've
hell.
never enjoyed the pleasure of the zoo outfit.
Okay, and next one's going to be Dolly.
All right.
One more check for me. Again, in another -1.
Got it.
And Scully, one more time for me as well.
Another negative.
Yep, so -2 to the roll. Total. Okay, so you guys have spent about a half hour going through all of the clothing, trying different stuff on, and while most of it looks absolutely fabulous on both of you, you've tried you've looked everywhere in every single one of these dressing rooms by this point. There's nothing behind the mirrors, there's nothing on the coat racks, there's nothing at all that you can find. There's not even so much as a hidden camera that you can try and short for the betterment of mankind. This place is pretty much on the up and up.
Good. Let's get out of my own personal hell now.
Epoch.
I will make a few purchases.
Make a few
High
purchases?
lifestyle.
High lifestyle, go for it. And I take it you guys are going to motor out of there after that half hour? Okay.
Several bags, mostly for her.
In this particular case, Scully, if you would like to, on your sheet, add two, we'll say 200 Nuyen outfits. You can name them what you would like, summer outfit, whatever, for your character. Your family might wonder where you got them from, but, it's on the down low.
They'll never see.
Epoch, what are you doing? You said you were looking for people through...
I'm sitting at the soy calf, absentmindedly flipping through my Bible and looking around while I sip. Basically, I'm taking the time while everyone else is doing other stuff to see the comings and going of this parlor, see what kind of clientele they have. Is it, dirty old rich men getting dropped off with their bodyguards, or is it, people going in with a group of people and partying, or, is it, couples going on really kinky dates?
Okay. You are also going to make me an extended check. Visual perception.
And that's just 1 dice less each time, right?
That is correct. We'll do... Okay, so that's another 10 minutes. Make me one more. Okay.
Also, one other thing, sorry to interrupt, is I want to make sure that Dolly is keeping an eye out for, known members of Yakuza that she knows
Okay.
of.
All right.
One thing about Epoch, I'm spending the vast majority of my time in meat space, but I am going to blink in and out of astral, not blink out of astral perception, just to glance at some particular targets going in and out, but it's
Okay.
not my priority because he doesn't like looking at that spirit world.
It makes sense. So you also take a half hour from the time that Dolly and Scully walk in to the time that Dolly and Scully walk out, and you have not seen a single person. However, you did see a car that looked oddly out of place drive past the barrier and down this street.
Oh, okay. And that's also warded, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
It basically goes up to the wall that's revealed here. Quote unquote wall.
I'm gonna take an image link recording of it.
Image. Okay, you have a camera?
Sorry, I thought image link allowed you to take visual.
Unfortunately.
Just share
People see it.
Yep, it's just a shared view. You actually have to either have a camera or something else implanted in the eye to physically record it.
Would I be able to attempt to, when I see this car being suspicious, so a little late on the reaction, fire up image link over to Omni and Creed?
They would all see it. If I'm assuming that you all have shared your image link feeds and DNIs as well. Okay, that's
cool.
part of sharing the comm link.
That's all I cared about was that this suspicious-looking car with maybe markings or something got to someone other than me.
No, it's suspicious and more so that you see a lot of the equivalents of Porsches, high-end Lexus, Lincoln, things like that. That again, a nice place would have, and you see it is nice. Don't get me wrong, but it is a very almost imported car. It's obviously some sort of a Nissan, very sleek, almost racing quality, but it's not that what you would call rich. It just looks really nice.
It's more like the kind of car that somebody would buy cheap and put a ton of money in, rather than someone who throws a ton of money at it.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. When I see everyone going back to the van, I'm going to make my way back to it.
Okay. So I guess everybody's going to huddle back up in the van, right? While Omni, at this point, has rebooted, and you said you were looking for hidden running silent, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you made your perception check back up there already.
That's
So you do notice that there is quite a bit running silent. You just don't know what. So go ahead and make me I believe it is a separate search check, matrix perception check, that is defended against. Okay, so you're trying, and it almost seems like as you're reaching out, and you can't really tell what this matrix particularly looks like because you're not in the host, you're just on the main grid, and you almost get close to it, and you try and catch it, and it just floats away from you every single time. Even Creed turns into a butterfly net, and you start trying to swipe at him at this point, and it's just out of your reach before you get it.
I take the moment to realize that he is also, while trying to do this, watching something that he shouldn't be, and I close that feed and try again at -1.
Okay.
Mitzi Harley's.
That's probably what it is.
Other
we've
than
got-
Vlad, Creed is her biggest fan.
Okay, so you manage to kind of like almost digitally slap him and get him to look at you and be like, focus, we're doing something. And then proceed to start chasing those hidden icons again. They're almost like little motes of dust, like you see in the sun ray on a really nice day, and you just kind of see those lazy dust particles just floating around. The exact same thing just happened again. You guys are quite literally chasing dust on the sunbeams.
I am beyond disappointed in him.
Okay, so what would you like to do?
I'll give it one last try.
One last try. Yet again, another
It's
negative
going.
one.
Uh,
All right, and this time it seems like it's almost actively dodging you.
I will abandon this project because he's clearly playing with it like a cat. He's like to
Play with their
chase
bait.
red laser pointers. He's just messing around now. I'll send out a quick message.
Okay, if you guys would like to DNI something to each other while somebody is taking a message or check on something, feel free to go ahead and put DNI : and then type something in Roll20 so I can see it. But yeah, if kind of keeps the flow.
I am going to download a Rating 2 Unarmed Combat Skillsoft,
Okay.
Activesoft. Go ahead and grab that. Because it may come useful.
So you guys come back after about a half hour, 45 minutes of searching, and you realize you guys don't have all that much besides what this place looks like on the outside.
This is frustrating. Perhaps. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, out of character, earlier, Creed made some determinations on how people go about getting in this place.
Okay.
And Dolly understood some stuff, but I don't remember it. People is this like invitation or bribe or?
It's word of mouth, basically.
Word of mouth. You have
Recommendation.
to you have to know somebody to get in, or at least say that you know somebody.
Okay.
So they kind of check that against their list of people. And then if it basically checks out, then you can get in. If not, you'll probably get punched in the face and thrown out on the street.
It won't be the first time that's happened to me. While I was trying to find the host, did I see anything that looked like dude at the front door with comlink that I could probably have a better chance at?
Yeah. Yeah, you see the receptionist comlink.
I will see if I can get a mark on that might have a guest list on it.
Okay, okay. Three hits. All right. It's a cheap ass comlink. This guy, for some fucking reason, decided not to link up with the main one, and he's probably going to notice it at some point when he can't call up any of the information from the host. But for the moment, you see a couple texts back and forth between him and another chummer. Actually, her. My apologies. You realize quickly it is in fact a her that is sitting at the front desk, basically texting. You see conversations go back and forth, and at one point, yeah, you're kind of trawling through it, and Creed's like, right there! Wait, no, go back! Back! Shut the fuck up, Creed! No, seriously, there was something there! We're not looking for skimpy pics. It's not a skimp, well, at least partly it's not a skimpy pic. I mean, come on, just go back, please! So you manage to humor him and scroll backwards. And you actually see a text that you almost missed that said, yeah, did you see that, Senator Johnson came in yesterday? And the other person's like, lol. Really? That guy's an old perv. Type stuff. Ding, 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 ding. And Creed looks at you and turns into one of those casino lights that says jackpot right across it and flashing fucking lights everywhere.
Sounds about right for him. Yeah, no, that sounds like a... So he's going to take down her number because he's a filthy perv. And it might be necessary later to feign her boss.
Okay.
And you said it was Senator what?
Senator Johnson.
What do we know about him?
Oh, you know a lot about Mr. Johnson. He is one of the 2 senators elected to the UCS. Yeah? Oh, hey, he got promoted. Look at that. No, Senator Johnson is actually one of the 2 senators that has been elected from Seattle to represent the UCAS in its Senate. So he's pretty public.
Well, there's a way to leverage our way in the door.
So he he's the kind of person with staff and minions and all kinds of political power and swing.
Oh yeah, he's one of those people that pays people like you.
Okay.
That's why he's called Mr. Johnson.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry, that's Senator Johnson to you.
Senator, please.
That's because he got a promotion.
Nope, Senator Marcus Johnson from the great territory of Seattle, representing you, for the people, by the people, everything that this country was founded on. Johnson, that guy.
Well, this looks like a potential inroad, but it also looks like a potential threat. If we lean on this Senator Johnson, perhaps he can get us in the door because he will be worried about the exposure that we could provide that he frequents a Bunraku parlor. On the other hand, if we lean on him too hard, perhaps he will notify them that we're coming.
We could also take advantage of the fact that Bunraku Parlor would obviously value his business and value his privacy and edge our way in as some member of his staff, taking care of some task for him. Maybe making a purchase that he didn't want to make himself, or...
Generally, one would assume that if you're coming to a sex puppet parlor, you're going to be purchasing everything that you want to start out with.
Especially the
It's not
flagship
like a
Bunraku
drugstore.
parlor.
I meant more like buying a doll for personal consumption.
It's possible. I mean, it's Seattle. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you guys going to do with this
Get a doll
information?
that he personally liked and wants to bring it home, and you'd be sending his broker by to make that purchase.
Well,
Broker who obviously wouldn't be affiliated with his campaign too directly.
if anybody has a knowledge underworld or something close to it, roll it
Organized
for
crime.
me. Organized crime. That's a good one.
Dang.
It's very handy.
Take a minus to that, actually, that organized crime, because you're, again, trying to focus on a specific subset of that.
Okay, let's make sure that I didn't take the specialty I was thinking when I did it.
How does gangs work? Can I use gangs?
Gangs, yep, that would be the same thing. You're going to take a
What
minus
kind of
1.
penalty?
Just a negative 1. If you have a general set like Seattle knowledge, you'll take a negative 1 to get more specific with it. Okay, 3 successes. Actually, Dolly, you would probably know this better than anybody at this point, but I'll get to that. Everybody roll! Roll them D6s. Pitch it to me. Skelly, what you got?
Oh, hold on a sec.
Oh, you crashed out.
Figure out what I'm. So I have local gangs and I have.
That would be a good one.
That
Local
would do.
gangs.
That would just
Mhm.
be that one. Okay.
Yep, again with a negative
minus
1.
Okay.
Omni, need you to roll. Oh, Googling Senator Johnson. I told you what I knew of him.
What would you like me to roll?
Any knowledge, gangs, underworld, something like that. If you have specifically, no, we'll go with that.
I have a security procedures, I have a forensics, I have a go gangs, and I have common sense and action movies.
Common sense.
Yep.
Roll that for me, because it's so rare. It's a fucking superpower.
There's a quality in 4th edition.
Okay, both Dolly and Omni, you both come to the same conclusion. Dolly, you know this from personal experience, more so because you almost were this. You know that if somebody has enough money and asks nicely enough, they will actually change a Bunraku doll to somebody specific for that particular person. Omni, you come to the same conclusion, but through more of a like, well, yeah, of course it would make sense that people with money can buy whatever the fuck they want.
That's why I want money.
Before Creed spends it, like the gold-digging bitch he is.
Sometimes he is.
I need more ammo, Omni.
He keeps trying to get me to install a rigger interface so he can drive me around. I'm not having it.
Probably not a good idea. Not a good idea.
I imagine him wanting like gold-plated bullets. No, really.
No, this
There's
it
people
will
allergic to this stuff.
it will
Really
hurt
bad.
them. It will hurt them more because you're shooting them with money. No. All right, so you got this little bit of information. You know that there are people that can buy personal Bunraku dolls. They do not let them out of the facility, but they can come and visit them at a discounted price for the amount of money that they have to invest to get it done.
What time of day is it?
It was 10 o'clock when you left, so you're looking probably, that was a half hour. It didn't take you that long to get there, so about 10:30.
In the morning, right?
In the evening. It was almost
Oh.
nighttime.
Oh. So that'll give us the opportunity to do some sneaky things.
You hope.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
People want to make the whoopee at night. Might not be the best time.
Right.
That's the.
If you're paying this much money for a good Bunraku doll, don't you want to see it?
They have lights inside. Come on.
That's a very good point. Very stupid.
This isn't some no-tell motel where you pick somebody up off the street and flick the lights off because you can't stand to see them. People are paying good money for this stuff.
It's not like they're orcs and trolls that people are trying to buy here.
Well, they can be. I mean, orcs and trolls can be pretty.
Well, orcs.
Fetishes spread all over the place, man, and this is one of those places that caters to every fetish.
Just ask Vlad and Tower.
Oh my god. We made the joke that Vlad and Tower, every time they have to copulate, they have to buy a new apartment because they trashed the damn thing.
It's possible.
Okay, so you guys wanted to go put some pressure on Senator Johnson. You thought that was the best way of going about things? Does anybody have a contact to him?
Like I said, the only concern that I have is that if we do lean on him too hard, he may warn them. However, it is a good way to get a foot in the door, as we say. However, we can also fake credentials to say that we are with him.
Does anybody have a camera in their eyes? Just a question.
I don't have cyber eyes.
I think we all just have image links.
Okay.
I do, however, have a flying eye drone that I will probably.
That'd be hard to
Set out
sneak
to
in. It's about
looking
the size of
around.
a pool ball.
Yeah, just
How ostentatiously are you cybered up?
me.
Yeah.
Nothing visible.
Okay.
Like
That's that.
it's all internal stuff.
Okay. Cool.
I'm not like a robot.
So, are you guys going to try and go in? You guys going to try and lean on the Senator Johnson? Which would you like to try and find a different avenue of approach? What are we doing here?
Well, I say to the group that, I think it's always worth trying to walk in, but I need to go home and get a change of dress. I look around. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I believe the Johnson is the first and best option that we have, short of a straight infiltration.
I have the opposite of social skills.
Do I?
I kind of look at Dolly with, well, I think the two of us could probably walk through the door, but I know I can come up with an excuse, and they kind of look at you inquisitively.
She smirks. Of course you could. You'll need to lose the collar at least, Padre.
Just like reach over and pull it out and be like, disguised.
If that is what you'd like to try, that is fine with me.
So do you guys want to go, talk to the Johnson while I try to walk in, or not talk to the Johnson? Sorry, talk to the senator, or
You guys, the text did say yesterday. Senator Johnson was in yesterday.
Yeah,
If we
so
leave
he
you
probably
guys-
won't be sending us in there right off the bat.
Everybody make me an edge check, please.
I like Edge. Edge is always great.
I'm not any good at this either.
Unless, of course, I'm playing my mage, and then it is terrible.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's not bad.
Can I edge my edge? No, I'm kidding.
You only have one edge, Scully?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, I hope you don't get a 1.
I feel better about my mage all of a sudden.
Alright.
So I was thinking if we let you guys go in, and we'll get a either myself or Scully can do some sneaky stuff.
So,
To try and get a better view of the
I
area.
can look in some windows.
yeah, so Scully is kind of peering around. She's starting to get lost in this technical conversation because she just wants to sneak in and punch people in the face, and proceeds to have a vivid daydream with which she's taking on 4 Yakuza members at once and blocking swords with her hands, and just generally one of those action daydreams that everybody tends to have of what if I could actually kick some serious ass. Meanwhile, the rest of you look up and you notice a car pull into one of the parking spots.
cool.
Alright.
Keep a very, very close eye on it.
Do any of you watch the news?
No, I don't, but Creed might.
Okay.
Creed's a media junkie.
All right. Dolly, Epoch, do you guys watch the news? Keep current on anything?
Epoch really doesn't.
Okay. Dolly?
Dolly doesn't. She
Okay.
has an AI that does.
Omni, do you have Creed statted?
So his air quotes stats are based off the deck that he's loaded on at the moment because they don't have stats for AIs.
All right. So we'll fudge the shit out of this and say make a matrix perception check for
Well, he
Creed.
does actually have what should we call it? Does have that.
Okay. So make that.
His
Okay.
skills
So
consist of-
you all kind of look at the car, and it's a little dark, so you're not really seeing, anything happening. Creed is going, wait, I know this. Omni, Omni, and you're still talking, trying very hard to ignore him. Omni,
I'm very good at it.
Omni, 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 Omni,
Yes.
Omni. That's Senator Johnson.
Oh, really?
Oh.
And all of you at that point kind of almost break your necks, snapping and looking out the front window of the truck. And since none of you really keep up with it, it's kind of unimpressive. But Creed, having absorbed pretty much all knowledge mankind has to offer because he's bored, at least that's how he's working on it. Sees and recognizes him. The balding, almost monk-style haircut that he has, very clean-shaven, the tie, and of course the two bodyguards kind of give it away in the back too. So they all kind of get out. He has a conversation with his two bodyguards. The bodyguards go back to the car, and the car drives off, and the senator walks right in the front door.
Now we know what he looks like.
Let's just start.
Do you two want to try and get in?
What?
And
Was he human?
Yeah, he's human. He's human.
were the bodyguard goons that he was with? Did they resemble pictures from the media, or were they like a?
No, they're just bodyguards, assigned bodyguards. Black suits, black ties, sunglasses, little curly wires up to the ears, the whole shebang.
Gotcha. Because I feel like there's a way that the less socially awkward, or the more socially awkward people of us can get in if we find a way to pose as bodyguards, or the more socially capable of us might have better luck.
Alright, I have a truly sick idea of this. Alright. Why do we not disguise Epoch here as a, I don't know, not necessarily a senator, but maybe someone, well, no, we just disguise him. Say that he is from someone that, that Senator Johnson has recommended. Simple enough. We're making this too complex. Creed, can you perhaps make papers that will pass inspection for tonight?
Do we want to try and do that when they could just like, hey, this guy says that while he's there, like they would?
No, not
have
while
to-
he's there, of course not. As soon as possible. I want to get this done.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Alright. I believe that we will need to settle back and get some of the initial groundwork set up for this operation. I don't imagine that she's going anywhere
Mhm.
immediately. And if she is, then we just have to figure it out from that point. So I'm going to take us all back to the Erickson. I'm sure Creed will have a great time while he's there.
Probably.
And we'll stay there and get the groundwork set up unless somebody has something else to do. Because there's nothing that I feel that we can do tonight other than kick in the doors. And we've already determined that that's a terrible idea, as somehow they are managing to operate underneath Knight Errant's nose.
One could say
That I
underneath.
don't know.
Probably with.
That'd be a good way to get rid of Knight Errant.
Mm. Okay, so you guys are heading back to the Renton, right? You want to go to the Renton Hotel? Where are you going?
No, I have the Erickson Hotel as one of my contacts. It is an AI that is a hotel.
Very nice. So you walk in. Hello, Dolly.
Very nice to see you again, Eric.
Always
I have
a
few
pleasure.
guests that will be staying with me for the evening, and I designate them on AR.
Excellent. We have a 4-person room available.
Well,
God, your house
spasiba.
talks.
That is perfect. It is an AI. Oh, digital intelligence, she says.
I have a cousin named Hal. He is a repair shed. And Dolly, you kind of look for a moment. You're like, nobody taught him that.
Alright. So we're going to head up to the room that it likes the AR for. And we will need to start doing a little data searching, so I will give it a try also to try to find if there is someone lower down on Senator Johnson's food chain that we could perhaps slide in as.
Okay.
So I will use my logic -1 for a data search.
Go for it. Anybody else want to assist or help?
Oh, ooh, no luck for me.
Okay.
I'll leave it to the professionals.
Well, in this particular case, I assume that you're all going to be working as a team, so...
So
Well,
then I'll
except-
give that one die as assistance
Okay.
to Creed.
Creed and Omni. And
What's the noise here?
the noise is level 1. The free Wi-Fi outside helps. Ooh, you got 8 successes. All right, what are you looking for?
The same thing Dolly was just mentioning.
Okay, so just kind of like a contacts list. All right, so everybody settles in for a really long night of searching. There is a lot of information on Senator Johnson. Obviously, because he's such a public figure, everybody decides to write news articles about this guy. So it's not that you don't. It's not that you don't find information on him. It's that you find too much information, and you have to sift through all of these news articles and all of these opinion polls and interviews, and finally you do find one mention of a B-class corporate entity here in Seattle that he has contact with, and there was one op-ed piece that reported that maybe somehow the senator was looking out for their best interests instead of the people's. And that is from the Combine Corporation.
Imagine that.
So the Combine Corporation, in this specific case, if you do some more digging, again, now that Creed's on the Bloodhound trail,
On the case.
he is on the case. He transmorphs into a Sherlock Holmes-esque figure, and with his magnifying glass is carousing through all of the piles and stacks, because he has a flair for the dramatic, as you know.
I imagine it was like Rolf the Crime Dog or whatever.
Scruff McGruff.
That's it.
And he is just annoying the shit out of you, because for this period of time he is just calling you Watson. All the time. Watson.
Yep.
We found another clue, Watson. Let's follow it. Oh, Creed.
He will be voiced by Claptrap.
That's kind of what I was going for.
So you're following the trails around, and everybody's following along and doing their own searches, and you guys finally managed to track down that the quote unquote again, more sleep articles, more editorials. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, I hit my microphone. I thought it turned it off.
Steps.
Yeah, so you find out that the person, again, through editorials and op-eds and stuff, you find that the person that is in charge of quote-unquote outer relations for Combine Corp is a man named Sedgwick. Sedgwick Henderson. He is not anywhere close to executive level, but his salary says otherwise.
Sounds like a slime ball.
Can we get an image of this ticket?
Yes, you can. There have been a few. For the fact that he is somebody that is paid to butter people up, there's very little on him. But you do manage to find somebody that is some conspiracy nut jobs website that's like, he's the key to everything, and he's got these really creepy ass photos of like him in his house and shit. And it is this think John Lithgow. With a droopier face, and a little shorter.
So I will Google.
Third rock from the sun.
Oh,
Third rock from the sun. The commander of the mission. The commander of the mission. Yes.
You can never talk about me again. You don't know who that. Okay.
I don't know. I know what he looks like. I don't know his name because his
That-
name is not important.
That is John Lithgow. Yep.
He's awesome.
Very versatile actor. But yeah, so again, imagine him with a very droopy face and much, much shorter. And that is your Mr. Sedgwick. And you figure
In the background of any photos.
Dolly looks at Epoch when he walks back in the door and goes, "Perfect. Hey, Epoch, we're going to make you into a perv."
He's a priest. Too late.
What?
Going
I chuckle and say, well, it's only natural to fulfill the assumptions of my post.
Oh, at least you got a sense of humor about it.
All right, I am going
to
to
read a little too quick for my face.
I'm going to give Creed
Whatever.
some of my tags, RFID tags, and I'm going to get him to program them to be. What is the name of that company again? Like
Combine
Combine.
Corporation.
I'm going to
Every-
have him program them to be like Combine RFIDs.
Everybody.
Basically distribute them out the man's clothes.
Excellent.
And I'm going to put them into his suit.
Okay. Everybody, make me a memory check, please. Actually, if
Memories.
Omni, add a +1 to that, because again, Creed is a media whore.
Sure is.
Everyone make a memory check.
Everybody. Because Combine sounds just real familiar, and you can't quite place it. Ooh, man. Okay, so everybody but Scully. Scully, you've been distracted with your family and job, so I don't blame you for not knowing this. Everybody else, though, has no life and should know this, especially with a digital assistant on his shoulder, who repeatedly squawks, "Hey, I remember seeing those guys last week." You what? Yeah, no, apparently there was this big hullabaloo that one of their vice presidents committed suicide, like right after the CEO got elected.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I remember that.
I don't.
You're just like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Whatever. I want to shoot shit. Let's go. I want to punch Yakuza in the face. Come on!
This is distinctly lacking Yakuza face punching.
You haven't noticed that I'm not punching anybody.
There's no fist meeting my face, therefore I'm unhappy. Can we hurry this up, please? Also, by the way, I give extra karma at the end of runs for anybody that writes down the quotations from the funny quotations from the game. I like to put those in my AAR, so I give extra karma for that. Just as a heads up, as an aside.
Gotcha. I will start making funny quips.
Okay.
See what you did there? You encouraged him. That's the problem.
Exactly. That's kind of why I've been taking Creed over. Okay.
So I happen to have, and every time this comes up, it is just fantastic because nobody ever takes this kind of thought. I have a tabloid writer as a contact.
A tabloid. Okay.
Yes.
What would you possibly contact them for?
Right now, nothing. But when I go in a little bit and pick up a camera, I'll have plenty of things to contact them about.
So you are rolling for, I'm going to assume, some sort of a spy camera.
A Horizon.
That camera's a spy.
Flying
Camera,
spy,
sap of my century.
Just a normal ice. Sit in the truck and poke this out the blacked windows and take pictures of it as he goes into this house of ill repute.
Okay.
So after a long night of Googling, I will go pick up a
camera
of some kind.
That's perfectly fine. Pick it up at normal cost. There's a camera. You do a quick AR search and you find that there is a camera shop a couple blocks away.
Yep.
I mean, again, this is a high-end part of town. Photography is what some housewives and house husbands decide to do in their spare time. So they got to have a camera shop.
Camera. Throw a whole bunch of modifications in there.
Not quite. Good try. If you want to pay more, you can.
Yeah, no, I will totally pay more for.
Okay, roll me negotiation, please.
I don't think I have that.
Oh,
Do
too
you want to send
bad.
me out shopping for something you need?
No.
No,
Guys,
he already went out. He is purchasing the
Okay.
camera, and I want to see how he tries to sweet talk the very nice-looking sales lady behind the counter, who seems to know a lot about what she's talking about.
I will use the ancient secrets that I've used in dealing with Creed and ignoring her and spending money.
Okay. So you're not going to try to negotiate for extra stuff. Okay.
No, I have
no negotiation capabilities at all.
Well, what's
I
your?
understand that negotiating exists.
you kind of listen to her and go, I want that one.
Like,
And she's
look,
like going
it's
off and
December
like,
1st. I got all kinds of shopping to do.
yeah. She's like, but this one has the good megapixels, but this one has the mag zoom, and if you look at the macro lens on this one looks really good. You can take it really closer. Just please, I want that one. I want that one right on the shelf.
I want the one that takes good pictures and can see in the dark, and see what else, other kind of mods I want to put in this thing.
When in doubt, throw money at it.
And she just kind of looks at you, and she's like, okay,
Just
I
take
see.
my money.
It's like, you're on commission, right?
Yeah, I'm on commission.
Good.
Okay, so just buy it at cost then. You can put some stuff on it. There's a pretty well stocked shop, so just
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything that's restricted, just some vision enhancement, and I will let you know the entirety of what I put on it.
okay. In that particular case, what is everybody else doing while Omni and Creed are out shopping?
I'm
Finding
trying to get as
deals.
much information on this guy that they're making me out to be like, just, you know,
There's not much.
I'm
There's-
gonna be working on his disguise.
Okay. Roll me a disguise check while Epoch attempts to find more. You guys have been trolling all night, and you haven't been able to
I
find
presume
much.
more what I'm doing is going through what's already been found, because my guy's not going to go out and search. I'm just going to try to familiarize myself with the information we do have, you know, like proclivities, you know, essertendencies, you know, things about him.
Okay. Roll matrix search. Oh God, this is not your best. Yeah, good idea. So you're going through everything.
Not much better, but it's good enough.
That's good enough. You got 5 successes. That's all right. So 5 successes to see
It's gonna
through
be 10 total for him.
10 total. Okay,
Yeah, I think that'll work.
10 hits. Epoch. Okay, Epoch. Make me some sort of image link. All right, that's fine. Make me some sort of matrix search, something along those lines.
Like,
Maybe call up a
basically
contact.
Reading through the information he's already found.
Something like that. Seeing if you can glean something else. If you'd like to try and call a contact, you certainly can. See if there's anything in the underworld that you might not know.
Well, looking through the information he's taking, can I just take, like, can I use my perception to read through it at, like, a -5?
Sure. I wouldn't say -5, probably -4. You're combing through a lot of stuff again. You're basically covering what they covered. So yeah, seeing if you can. Yeah, -4. Roll it.
Okay.
I'm negotiating with myself.
Oh, I forgot.
1, 2. You got 3 successes.
It's great when you
Yeah.
can trick the GM into role playing on himself.
Yeah, right. I've done it before. Don't even. I've had to have an argument between 2 NPCs, a full out argument. So I was arguing with myself for probably the better part of like 15 minutes.
I think Kat and I have you beat on that.
Oh god, we had we had a guy doing a Shadowrun on his own NPC with an NPC.
Oh
I'm
man.
basically looking for any information that my guy's pretty good at bullshitting, and I'm looking for information that could help me bullshit this guy's personality more believable. Things that people that have met him might know about him that isn't generally talked about.
Okay.
Out of character, do you have impersonation as a skill? I hope.
Impersonation?
Yes.
Not very well, no.
Okay, because that would be the
Just
skill. From what you have gleaned from this information, since you're looking at it from a different angle than everybody else has, you do pick up some stuff. Just general, like where he's been, some details of his accomplishments. You managed to find his resume on one part of it through the troll, like again, the sheer net troll that you guys did. So I'm going to say you get a +2 to any impersonation checks based off of that knowledge.
Okay. Sounds good. And I'm also going to call my best underground contact to see if he can put me in touch with somebody who might have some more personal information on the guy.
Okay. Who you calling?
a really, really high up fixer Vori boss.
Vori boss. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Sergey?
Yeah, this is Sergey.
Sergey. So,
He's my best underground connection.
Epoch, you call me again. This is third day in a row. Or second day. I lose track with vodka. What can I say?
Yeah, but when I call you, I always send you money afterwards when it turns out good, doesn't it?
That's very true, man. Nguyen speak very, very highly in these types of society. Yes. What can I do you for?
It takes you 5 minutes. I pay you for more than your time because you're important to me.
Oh, now you have attention. First, you have interest. Now, attention you have.
I'm just looking to get in contact with somebody who might know something personal about a certain gentleman. Basically looking for information that isn't widely known. And I give him the guy's name and etc. I know that's not something that you spend your days worrying about, but you might have somebody that knows something.
Oh, okay. I understand now. What do you need? Who is this that you are looking for?
I give him the name, and I'm just looking for somebody. I'm just looking for somebody that might know something about him, some information broker, somebody you know.
Sedgwick. Oh, I know Sedgwick. Sedgwick is very bad man, and this is Vori talking. He is bad man. Lay in bed with many people, many interests. He, last I hear, he have mistress. And in fact, hold on, and he sends you a comlink, an AR picture. That look, it is of Vori, it is of Sergey taking a selfie of himself with Sedgwick, with a very pretty woman. And you happen to be looking toward the back of the van, toward the back of the room, where Scully is busy trying to figure out where the fuck that fly came from.
Yep.
And you go, no fucking way. Apparently somebody has a dead ringer.
That's awesome.
Who does?
Scully.
I tell Sergey, Scully's a dead ringer.
No.
So I say, Sergey,
Oh, sorry.
as usual, Sergey, you're fantastic. I'll talk to you in a couple days. As usual, I'm alive.
What? That was it? Oh, okay. I give you just straight price then, no extra.
Yeah, you know, man, I only call you for stuff that doesn't take much skin off your back. I don't want to call that favor in until I actually need to save my life.
Oh, don't worry, Sergey be there, and then Sergey be there with the pistol afterward. You remember that?
I remember.
Click.
Cool. And then I send Sergey off. I send Sergey off 200 Union.
Okay. It's Nguyen, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, Nguyen.
Nguyen. Yep.
Noonan. I'm just kidding. It's been burning in the back of my head for a while now. I had to get it out.
Okay. So, are you?
On that note, I have to be right back for 2 or 3 minutes. My wife came upstairs, and there's a panic downstairs because no one knows how to carve the chicken.
Go.
And
Everybody, take 5. Go pee, get a drink.
Stab it with a knife.
That's pretty much how I do it. Actually, no, I lie. I used to strip chickens when I was working at a deli.
So you were a chicken stripper?
I was a chicken stripper.
Awesome.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Bow chicka bok bok. You know how it is. You got to do what you can.
You know what the 2 sexiest animals on the farm are?
Oh Jesus. Go ahead.
Brown chicken and the brown cow. You know
Brown,
that?
because they're brown chicken, brown cat.
Brown.
I love that fucking joke. I got another good one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
I don't think good one means what you think it means.
No, I'm a dad, so I have a plethora of dad jokes.
Awesome.
So okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Moo.
Yeah.
Moo.
See, this is the thing I never get to experiment with, because my father has absolutely no sense of humor.
Okay.
It was genetically removed when he was a child.
I got my kid. My kid's only 3.5, so I can't really pull out the good ones. At least not yet. But I have hit him with the. He goes, "Daddy, I'm hungry," and I'm like, "Hi, hungry. I'm Dad." And he's like, "No, Daddy, I'm hungry."
I'm
He
Jerry.
just-
Nice to meet you.
That's Jerry. How doing, Jerry? Oh my god, it was hilarious. Because he didn't make the connection, but I figure after 5 or 6 more times he'll get it, and he'll be like, "Dad, stop it! Feed me, give me sustenance. Stop
Or he
making
could just
jokes."
be, walk over and say, okay.
Pretty much. My son likes jokes like that though, so hopefully he won't mind them as they grow
It
older.
won't last forever.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm sad.
Sorry to crush that for you, but
It's all right. I know every parent has to go through that point where you're like, "Oh, why does my kid hate me?"
it's more of like, I'm not funny. Shit.
I'm hilarious, I'll have you know.
Rob has
Yep.
us trying to convince us of that as well.
There is documented evidence of me being hilarious. Thank you
My
very
nephews
much.
think I'm hysterical. I don't know about anybody else.
Exactly. I think I'm funny. I don't know about everybody else's
That's
opinion
all
though,
that matters.
and that's all exactly.
I think you're funny.
Hmm.
The 6-year-olds get a huge kick out of me.
I just got done with a great stand-up comedian gig. Where? The daycare center. They thought I was hilarious.
My nephew's kindergarten class.
Hey, it's still a gig. It's a gig you don't get paid for, but every single person that talks about you is good publicity, even if it's a little 6-year-old kid.
There's no such thing as, bad publicity.
Exactly.
So
Except
that
for
camera I
it's
bought
terrible.
was definitely like $2,500.
Yeah,
Damn.
they get expensive.
Yep, fancy camera. And I'm totally gonna end up breaking it. I can feel it.
Don't
Probably.
let me touch it.
Do you have?
I will push the button too hard.
Do you have gremlins?
No.
Good.
I will just push the button too hard.
I'll just have to remember that when you fill your itch, chick. Oh dear. Oh, you're.
I took computers just so I have more of a chance to blow up her comm link when she's using it.
I did almost take gremlins. I didn't though.
I found that it is, unless you're like a street Sam that doesn't really rely on it, it ends up doing more harm than good. Because
That's the idea.
the GM has pretty much the ability at any point to cut you off completely from the rest of your team.
The amount of sheets I see people was like, oh, I'm gonna make this ninja and I'm gonna use swords and bows and arrows. I'm gonna take incompetent to the electronics group and gremlins for it. I'm like, you don't really realize how much you're not gonna be conducive to Shadowrun.
Pretty much. Literally it is cyber punk. Cyber is part of the name, and you're literally cutting all of it out with an inability to work on it. It's interesting.
And SimSense Vertigo. So anytime somebody sends you a message, congratulations, you're
You're
negative
gonna
2.
barf.
Exactly.
You're like, who's talking to me?
Oh my god, I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion. In almost a literal sense.
That went weird fast.
You're really that surprised.
Not really. Not with this
No,
group.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's kind of scared me all the same.
Don't be scared.
Going on an adventure, Charlie. Yeah, an adventure, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie Unicorn. Okay, I know that.
Yeah, you know that one. Everybody knows that one.
I feel good now.
Once again, with feeling. Oh, man. Apparently that chicken,
Must be a really big chicken.
yeah, must be.
It's fighting back, isn't it?
You gotta cook it first. Bang!
It's running around the kitchen.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn it, you didn't say it was live.
Well, of course you can't carve the damn thing.
Not flop.
Of course you can't carve the damn thing. It's not even dead yet.
Maybe it was
Trying
actually not.
try to carve it, it's not standing still. What?
Oh my- Wait, what? Just
Maybe
bust
it's not
down the
food
door.
chicken.
Bust
Maybe
out the
you gotta,
door.
like,
Go ahead.
Get a block of wood and whittle it into a chicken.
What? Oh, I got it.
Carving a chicken. No.
Take a
I
negative.
told you I was witty, all right?
Take a -1 karma for that. That was terrible.
You lose points when you soul punch people.
Sorry about that, Bye, guys.
That is the equivalent of mentally just stomping on babies. Congratulations. Okay. So, is everybody okay to continue? No more bathroom breaks?
Yes, I'm okay to continue.
All right. So, you all just had the realization that Scully is a dead ringer for Mr. Sedgwick's fling.
Oh, fantastic.
I like it.
Do I have to
Nothing
act
but
like a
good things
girl
come
now?
out.
Probably.
It might be hard for you.
just channel the Cosmopolitan magazine that you see in the soy markets.
I can try to act for you.
You will have assistance with DNI over DNI. People.
I might need somebody in my ear telling me what to say. Like,
Well, good. You have all four people actually in your head, not just in your ear. Congratulations.
Well, they don't have to assume that our kink is a normal one. I might be into whatever it is you want to act like.
That's very true.
Just the biggest thing you have to try to do is to keep your composure for whatever I say.
All right. So, how are you guys going to approach this?
Well, we have
we
his
should-
disguise. We need
I
his
feel like we should-
credentials.
Wait at least another day just to make sure that the
Right.
um,
oh my god.
Yeah, I figured we were taking at least
Senator.
a day. We're taking 2?
yeah, I was just to see like, Senator was there yesterday. We saw him going in today. Is he going to be there tomorrow? Like, if it's a repeating thing, we know
Right.
to,
Avoid his usual times.
yeah, like, if
I
he
need
leaves.
some time to learn how to walk in heels.
Dolly will help.
You can wear combat boots, and I can sell it.
He can walk in heels.
Oh, I'm sorry. All I see is missing disciple in my chat right now. I see him scrolling by, and every single time he says warning adult material or adult content, it gets shorter and more slangy as the session goes on. And finally, he just said fucking adult material. Watch yourself. It went from this elegant beware, there is adult material in this stream. Younger viewers may not like it. Oh, there's fucking adult material. Deal with it.
You just started like that.
Sorry, I
I
just
think
had
it's a
to.
win.
All right. Continue. My apologies. Didn't mean to interrupt that.
That's fine. So we'll give it another scope to make sure that he, to get a better look on his visiting habits. I can't
So-
remember words.
So the plan is to get Dolly, me, and Scully in.
Uh-huh.
How are we dealing with Omni, or are we just gonna take Creed in?
Omni and
Uh,
Creed would be good for when things get hard and heavy. As Dolly does know Creed's reputation, because he does have street cred. It's probably not a good idea to have him going in the front door.
Oh yeah, no. It's a
As
terrible
things
idea.
do get confused and do tend to get crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible idea for me to go in the door. However, me sitting in the car for when things go horribly wrong, and all of a sudden there's explosions at the door.
So can you wait outside while we bring? Can Omni wait outside and guard us while we bring Creed in with us?
Creed is an
Uh,
assault rifle.
He's a digital intelligence. Thank you very much. He exists
Isn't
in
he?
my
Isn't
pants.
he on?
I
Oh, okay.
really thought you said for a second that he's a digital intelligence that exists in my pants, and I almost lost it.
I apologize to Creed, and I assume he was
That's kind of true too.
That is the single-handed worst pickup line I've ever come out of a Decker's mouth. I have a digital intelligence, and it's in my pants. Slap, drink, throw it in face, get the fuck out.
Pulls out a comm link looking dejected.
Oh, man. Continue. I'm sorry. Man.
But if there's like a back way or something, I can bring the car around and make sure there's no goons outside.
Yes, I think that would be the best way to handle this.
That kind of thing, because I get a little twitchy sometimes.
Sounds good to me.
Perhaps we will try the angle that I am a purchase you have made and you would like a place to store me.
That works.
Maybe.
Also,
Got-
people like you better when you want to spend money. So, you're a purchase. This is my friend, and we're here for a more interesting multi-viewpoint experience.
Okay.
So, let's get us in.
Hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick.
Can
So
we,
as it stands, to be sure, we are taking over 2 days to make sure that we can avoid conflicts with Mr. Johnson.
Senator Johnson, yes.
Yep.
Yes, Senator Johnson.
Senator. And you have to adjust the small tie at your neck while you say it.
Yeah. Well,
So, just did a quick look to try and find another parlor that we could name drop to, like, oh, we just got her from parlor whatever.
what was that one? The 4 Floors of Horrors? The Lotus Blossom?
Oh, so you're trying to find the best place to store it. Pretty much.
Right, as like, just picked this one up from some low rent place, really enjoyed it for whatever reason, looking for a stable.
Okay. You wouldn't really need to do that. You have a feeling, since you are dressed up as Senator Johnson's contact,
Well, just so, like, if they ask, well, where did you get her from? We're not like,
She's from my personal stock, and I'm looking for an extended experience with my love, nudging towards Scully. We're looking for some extras in our play.
Wow.
All right.
That was awesome, I have to say.
He. Hold on one second.
I didn't know what you guys were laughing at, and then Sarge mimicked, and now I get it.
That was an awesome giggle.
Sorry, guys. I'm back. Okay. All right. So you're trying to name drop. You find that another parlor is called the Lucky Strike. You proceed to go in dressed up to the gills, but you let them know that you're not there to carouse. You're there to try to find a stable. And roll me a negotiation check, please.
Oh, is this... We're going into the actual parlor we're going into?
Yeah, consider it a test run.
Oh, we're testing the other one. Okay.
Yes, the other one, not the main one. I would not
This isn't
make
the
you go.
Okay.
think of it as also as a groundwork in case for some other reason they're like owned by the same group of Japanese thugs.
Okay.
Like, yep, he was here yesterday looking for that same thing.
Exactly. So you kind of, you're haggling with the guy. This guy really wants you to keep Dolly here. There we have clean facilities, things to say. We feed all of them on a consistent basis. We even let them run around outside every once in a while with their own persona chips. They will be taken care of here, I promise.
Free range.
Free range Bunrockers.
I know this is a touchy subject, of course, but do you have some sort of, references, even if they would be anonymous?
And he stops for a second. You know what this place is, right? We can't really. It's and he's struggling. He's trying to find a way to explain it to you without revealing that what they're doing is illegal. I mean, obviously you've proposed to him, but he still wants to be careful. We can't. And he kind of holds his hands up like. Fine.
Well, testimonials are all.
Testimony. And he just kind of puts his head in his hand real quick. Forget it. Go to the Lotus Blossom. They that is the best place that you can possibly keep them.
thought he was gonna say like Yelp or something.
Yelp.
I say all right.
Check our
then.
Yipe review. Our Yipe is through the roof.
Okay, so he gave you the name drop?
Yep. And I want to, in this extra day, I want to kind of stake out the place and take pictures of the
Perverts.
That's a good word for him.
the in and out. See if I see the.
You're gonna know.
It's not a burger joint.
Why, to some people it is.
No, it's not. Doesn't have to be.
Hi, welcome to Maraku Burger, home of the Bunraku Burger. Can I take your order?
How you like your meat? Live?
How do you want your meat treated, son?
That's
Wow.
sick.
It is sick and twisted, and we do not approve of that behavior here, but we laugh at it.
I'm
Okay.
in no way amused whatsoever.
So, okay, so you guys have it. You have the name drop. Omni, you said you were staking it out while they were getting the name drop?
Yeah, it's probably best.
Okay.
'Cause I'm a powder keg of emotion and destruction.
Powder keg of emotion. He says in a flat tone with no emotional inflection. Yeah, of emotion.
He does have like 0.05 essence, so that's probably accurate.
Roll me, how much edge do you have?
2.
Okay, roll me edge.
Uno.
Okay, you get one. You managed to get a snap or two of some interesting people. Like you could swear that one guy is a SimSense star, but you're not sure. At this point, you're just taking pictures of everybody.
I just want to try and get the senator guy.
You don't see him popping in. At least from when you're there. You guys are there during the whole day too. So
Is it around the same time that we saw him going in the other day?
you saw him coming in about 10:30 at night. So no.
No, I'll, come back around because clearly I need to do some last minute shopping. And
Okay, what are you shopping for?
no, it's just because there's a shopping mall like right there. So it's like, oh, I need to go purchase things.
Oh, purchase.
Definitely take pictures of people who shouldn't be going to whorehouses.
Okay, continue. All right, so everybody's got the name drop. Is there anything else that you would do with, I would say, the last half of the day? It's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, other than getting our disguises set, I'm good to go. So, that's taken care of.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Okay.
Get a
I am leaving my Nimix pistols behind, but I'm taking my light fire.
Okay. Before
It
you...
is small and easily concealed.
Small and easily concealed. All right. Is everybody ready to go in?
Yep.
I need to hear yes from everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready as I'm going to be, is the phrase I
Do
think
I
we'll go with.
have distinctive style? I do not. Okay.
Good. That would have been bad.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make
Landis
sure
was
that
something I thought about picking up for Dolly, but my karma's finished.
Yeah, Loader would have not done well on this mission, except maybe as a bodyguard. But okay.
Industrial tool.
Well, Epoch has distinctive style, but it's from doing most of his runs and missions when he's not bullshitting decked out as a priest.
Okay.
Still a distinctive style.
Yeah.
In which case, you will most likely have gone and picked out a new, probably a new suit from this as well, just so you have, or you go home and buy your suit.
Yeah, that was on the first day we went in the hotel. I typed into
Yep.
chat. He leaves and goes gets his suit.
I remember. Okay, Dolly, do upkeep on everybody's disguises, please.
Alright. So, what do you want? Disguise?
I'm-
Or just disguise roll?
Just take a disguise roll for me. I'm going to say that due to all of that good stuff,
Right.
all of your hits have degraded by 2. So you just got to make at least a 2 in order to upkeep them.
That is for mine.
Okay?
This is for Epochs.
All right.
And this is for Scully's.
Fail. Yay.
Doo-doo. Okay, so currently we have -6 hits to see Scully's, we have -8 hits to see Dolly's, and we have -10 to see Epochs. I'm pretty sure that overrides any distinctive style that you may have at this point.
Yes.
Would you like to re-roll one of them? You have enough time to touch up somebody's.
What were the numbers again?
-6 for Scully's, -8 for Dolly's, and -10 for Epochs.
I'll retouch up Scully's.
Okay.
So I'll roll it at -1, you said?
Yep.
And hope for the best.
Okay, so you kind of just bump it back up. I'll give you a 7 for that.
Alright.
So instead of -6, it's -7. You find 1 or 2 flaws, like the cheekbones didn't quite match up, the ears weren't just right, and you had just enough makeup in the kit left to adjust everything accordingly.
Right. I'll need to buy another kit.
And Scully, you are sitting there going, "Please, God, get this off of me." But unfortunately, you can't. Can you actually roll me a composure check?
I can.
Because you are so far out of your element right now, pretending to be somebody else.
I will dump that toolkit and I will buy another one to replace it because you said I used it up, and that is perfectly viable to me.
Composure. Oh shit, I'm not doing so great.
So you're a little shaky. You're
I
trying.
can't walk in these heels, man. They're
Yeah,
killing me.
you spent most of last night just trying to learn how to walk in heels, and you're not confident enough that you can pull it off well.
When it comes to combat, take them off. Here, use these snake socks.
There you go.
Put you with long pants on and no one will know.
Okay, so you are going to be taking kind of a GM excuse. If the role-playing says it, that shakiness will come into effect. Okay?
When in a fight,
Alright.
kick them off is the first rule.
First, yeah, as soon as you get into combat, kick those shits off.
If necessary, you can use weapons.
Yes.
Exactly.
I have
Kick
killed
them
2 men with high heels.
kick them at somebody's face and then punch them. Much punching will happen. Okay, so you guys are rolling up. What time you guys gonna roll up on this place?
Like 11:30, midnight,
Sounds
peak
great.
time.
Okay, peak time. So you roll up in the van.
No, I figure we would want to, rent something to drop us
Rent
off.
a limo.
Rent a limo. Would you like to call Johnny Cab's limo service?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Call Johnny Cab's limo service. And
Call
we,
Johnny
and
Hello.
my preferred
Welcome.
membership has a manual steering, so we can have Omni drive it.
Oh my god.
Hello. Well, thank you for calling Johnny Cab. When you need a chummer, Johnny Cab's your guy. Press 1 for automated service. Press 2 for platinum service. Press 3 for armored transport. Press 4 for our limo services. Press 5 for our orc-sized accommodations, and press 6 for the rental van utilities for Johnny Movers.
So I came up with the perfect tagline, and it's, "If you're in a bummer, we're your chummer."
If you're in a bummer, we're your chummer. Actually, since I'm part of the media ministry, I'm definitely going to use that. When you're in a bummer, we're your chummer. All right. Okay, so we're going in. So you get your limo service. I will say that everybody will spend 100 credits on this. 100 new yen in order to rent this snazzy, the executive limo. Which specializes in backseat safety, security, and comfort above all. And it has a little armrest that comes out of the seat. Isn't that
Does it
cool?
have a mini bar? Because I'm going to be in this car for a while.
It does have a minibar. Yep, minibar.
Before I leave the hotel,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna root through some garbage and take an empty bottle of really expensive, like Dom or champagne or something.
Make me a perception check.
From the hotel here.
This is a 3-star. So you're rooting. Dude, it's a 3-star hotel. You're not going to find a bottle of Cristal anywhere.
I take a shitty bottle of champagne.
Okay, a shitty bottle of champagne you look at, and the guy looks over at you, and he's smoking in the back entrance, and he's like, "What the? I'm done." Puts
I
the
look at
cigarette
him
out and walks
I
back
look at him
inside.
and say, my kinks are my own business, and storm back
Ruined
inside.
Okay.
Oh god.
Hey, it's an adult campaign, right?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Absolutely. All right, so we continue. You guys get the Johnny Cab, in the limo, and you pull up in the limo in front of the Lotus Blossom, and you
So,
bust out that door like you own the goddamn place. You walk
I'm gonna
out.
get out holding the bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna like tip it up to my mouth, as I get out. I'm like, what?
And a rat.
And
comes out of it.
I'm gonna throw it inside the limo and smash it. And I'm gonna turn to Scully as she's getting out and be like, "We're not renting from this goddamn service again. If our driver